Hey everyone, and welcome to the Chill Stoic, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Have you ever felt that sting? Someone throws a sarcastic comment your way or makes an awkward joke in front of others, leaving you feeling small, maybe even humiliated? We've all been there, standing there wondering, how do I respond without losing my cool, and actually, how do I earn respect even from those who seem to just disregard everyone else? That feeling, it's universal. But here's the powerful truth. You have far more control than you think. In today's episode, we're diving deep into some incredibly effective, psychologically backed techniques, all inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. These aren't just quick fixes. They're strategies that will help you navigate those tough moments with remarkable calmness, gain unwavering respect, and even turn uncomfortable situations into powerful affirmations of your self-worth. So, get ready to transform challenges into opportunities. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. The power of first impressions. Stand tall. Literally. First impressions are the bedrock of how you're perceived, and surprisingly, it's often less about what you say and more about how you present yourself. Imagine this. You're at an important networking event. Someone approaches, extends a hand to greet you, but instead of rising, you remain seated, offering a quick, dismissive glance before a limp handshake. What have you just communicated? A lack of confidence, perhaps even a subtle disregard for the interaction. Small actions like this have a colossal impact. The Stoics understood this profoundly. They recognized that simple gestures, like standing up and maintaining eye contact during a greeting, aren't just good manners. They're powerful expressions of confidence and self-awareness. When you rise to shake someone's hand, you're subtly communicating equality, readiness, and mutual respect. This perfectly aligns with a core Stoic principle. Your presentation reflects your values and shapes how others perceive you. Research in social psychology backs this up, showing that nonverbal cues account for a significant portion of communication, often more than words themselves. Amy Cuddy's research on power posing further illustrates how physical posture can actually alter our internal chemistry, making us feel and appear more confident. I once attended a professional seminar where networking was key. One individual, Daniel, stood out. Whether greeting a senior executive or thanking a waiter, he always stood up, made eye contact, and engaged fully. It wasn't flashy, but it left an indelible impression. People respected him, not just for his words, but for how he carried himself. He effortlessly projected confidence and sincerity, commanding respect with every interaction. In contrast, another attendee remained seated for every greeting. He didn't intend to be disrespectful, it was just a habit. Yet this minor action created an unspoken barrier, causing people to unconsciously take him less seriously despite his capabilities. This highlighted an essential truth. Standing up isn't merely politeness, it's an acknowledgement of the other person's value and a silent assertion of your own. The lesson is clear. Rising to greet someone is a declaration of how you value yourself and others. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our behavior, our presentation, and how we communicate our worth through small yet meaningful actions. If you want to integrate this into your life, start with everyday encounters. Whether in the office, at a cafe, or even during a virtual meeting, be fully present. Stand up, maintain eye contact, and project confidence through your body language. These simple gestures not only earn you respect, but also emphasize your inherent value, a true reflection of Stoic principles in action. Remember, first impressions aren't just about appearances. They're about showcasing your confidence, self-respect, and the respect you have for others. This is the essence of what Stoicism teaches us. live with intention, pay attention to the small things, and let those actions define who you are. Enjoying these insights? Don't forget to subscribe to the Chill Stoic for more wisdom on navigating life with grace and strength. Lesson 2. The unspoken command, dealing with interruptions. When someone interrupts you, especially in a public setting, it's incredibly frustrating. You're trying to make a point, and suddenly your train of thought is derailed. The natural reaction for many is anger or a sharp retort, but that often escalates the situation and makes you appear less composed. This is where Stoic philosophy offers a powerful solution. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes not from controlling others, but from controlling ourselves. In this scenario, a simple, steady gaze can convey a stronger message than any words. Instead of reacting impulsively, pause and look directly at the person who interrupted you with a calm yet focused gaze. Let the silence speak volumes. This silent acknowledgement communicates that their behavior is inappropriate and that you won't tolerate being disrespected. It not only demonstrates confidence, but also encourages the other person to reflect on their actions. Studies in nonverbal communication confirm that direct eye contact, especially when held calmly, can communicate authority and assertiveness without aggression. I recall a family dinner where I was sharing a story, and a relative abruptly interrupted to share their own. Initially, I felt flustered, but instead of cutting them off, I stopped, looked at them calmly, and waited. The silence lasted only a few seconds, but it carried more weight than any words. They quickly realized their faux pas, corrected themselves, and allowed me to continue. The rest of the evening was smooth, and I regained control of the conversation without any drama. This strategy is particularly effective in public or group settings. By remaining composed and in control, you naturally draw attention. Your presence becomes stronger, and you don't need to raise your voice or argue to reclaim your space. Stoicism teaches us not to let others' actions dictate our emotions. Instead, we use tools like body language and calmness to steer the situation without losing our dignity. Once the interruption is addressed, politely but firmly resume your point. A simple phrase like, "As I was saying," or "Let me pick up where I left off," not only asserts your right to speak, but also maintains respect for everyone involved. Remember, the goal isn't to embarrass the other person, but to set a clear expectation that respect in communication is non-negotiable. What's remarkable about this approach is that it requires no aggression. To stay calm, avoid showing anger, and let your actions speak volumes. When others see you handle interruptions with such confidence, they'll not only respect you more, but also reflect on their own behavior. Stoicism reminds us that true power lies in maintaining self-restraint, even in challenging moments. So, next time someone interrupts, don't lose your cool. Stand firm, hold your gaze, and show others that you are someone worth listening to. This isn't just about earning respect. It's about expressing your self-worth in a way that's both meaningful and lasting. Lesson 3. Deflecting humiliation with disarming calmness. When someone in your group of friends tries to humiliate you with a joke, your first instinct might be embarrassment or anger. But remember, your response will dictate the entire dynamic. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes an incredibly powerful tool, helping you stay calm and in control. During a casual meetup with old friends, one decided to mock me by retelling an embarrassing story from our school days. My face flushed, and my immediate reaction was to fire back. But instead, I recalled a Stoic principle: what doesn't harm your essence isn't worth your concern. I smiled, pretended not to have fully heard the story, and calmly asked my friend to repeat it, maintaining a composed and slightly curious demeanor. Here's the fascinating part. When the person had to retell the joke, its impact significantly diminished. Not only that, but the group started to sense the awkwardness of forcing someone to recount a joke that wasn't landing well anymore. The loud laughter from earlier faded, and the storyteller began to fumble, realizing their attempt at humiliation had backfired. The key here is that asking someone to repeat their joke not only reduces its impact, but also shows you're unshaken. This approach allows you to maintain composure while subtly highlighting the other person's inappropriate behavior. Even more importantly, it shifts the dynamic in your favor without resorting to retaliatory tactics or losing your dignity. By choosing this path, you send a powerful message. You're someone with inner strength who won't let small provocations dictate your emotions. This is a core lesson of Stoic philosophy, maintaining calm and control in the face of minor life challenges. Neuroscientific studies show that taking a moment to pause and engage your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, before reacting can prevent the amygdala, the emotional response center, from hijacking your behavior. How can you apply this effectively? First, remember, you don't need to react instantly. Pause, take a breath, and think. Second, use silence as a powerful weapon. Silence isn't passive. It creates space for the other person to realize their mistake. Finally, when you do respond, do it with calm confidence. A simple request for them to repeat what they said, spoken in a neutral tone, can have far more impact than arguing or fighting back. Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to uncomfortable situations reflect our character and inner values. Every time you stay calm and refuse to be drawn into negativity, you not only gain the respect of others, but also reinforce your own self-respect. So next time someone tries to mock you, remember, you have complete control over how the story ends. With calmness and clarity, you'll always come out on top. Lesson 4. The art of redirection when provocation strikes. Have you ever faced someone deliberately trying to provoke you, and instead of reacting, you handled it with unexpected grace? Imagine this. You're at a family gathering, and someone makes a pointed, hurtful remark about a past failure in your career, in front of everyone. It feels like a dagger, digging into a pain you've been trying to move past. All eyes are on you, waiting for your response. In that moment, instead of reacting defensively or trying to explain yourself, you take a brief pause, stay calm, and ask, "Hey, does anyone know a good bakery nearby? I was thinking about picking up something for the next get-together." That simple question instantly changes the energy in the room. The person trying to provoke you is left flustered, unsure how to proceed, and the conversation quickly shifts to a new neutral topic. You've not only avoided escalating the situation, but also turned an uncomfortable moment into one that worked in your favor. This strategy of asking an unrelated question is more than a clever tactic. It's a way of reclaiming control over your emotions and the situation. By interrupting the flow of provocation, you redirect attention away from the negative energy and refuse to give the instigator the satisfaction of seeing you upset. It's a perfect example of practicing Stoic principles, focusing on what you can control and refusing to let external circumstances dictate your peace of mind. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Psychologists refer to this as a pattern interrupt, a technique used to break negative thought patterns or interactions by introducing something unexpected. The brilliance of this technique lies in its ability to derail negativity without confrontation. A well-timed, unrelated question disrupts the instigator's train of thought, making it nearly impossible for them to continue their attempt to provoke you. At the same time, it allows you to maintain your composure and project a sense of confidence and self-control. This is a powerful way to command respect in any social situation. To make this approach work, maintain a natural tone and demeanor. If it seems forced or calculated, it might come across as insincere. Choose a simple, neutral question or comment that feels organic to the moment, something about a nearby restaurant, a recent event, or even a casual observation. The goal is not to awkwardly dodge the situation, but to shift the conversation with subtlety and ease. This technique doesn't just work in the moment, it builds long-term resilience and inner strength. By refusing to be dragged into emotional conflicts, you demonstrate to yourself and others that you're in control. People around you will notice this composure and respect you for it. More importantly, this strategy cultivates the core Stoic value of focusing on what you can control. You can't dictate how others behave, but you can decide how you respond. In doing so, you reinforce your self-worth and send a clear message. You will not allow others to undermine your peace or dignity. Next time someone's words are aimed to provoke or hurt, remember this approach. Ask a simple, unrelated question and observe how the dynamic changes. You'll not only diffuse the tension, but also feel empowered by your ability to rise above it. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, true power comes from maintaining peace of mind regardless of external circumstances. By mastering this, you'll handle challenges with grace and elevate the respect others have for you. Lesson 5. The ultimate act of self-respect: walking away. Have you ever felt undervalued, disrespected, or completely ignored? It's not a pleasant feeling. But sometimes, the best way to protect your self-respect is to simply walk away. Stoic philosophy teaches us that respect isn't something you can demand. It's something you cultivate by knowing your own worth. And sometimes, walking away isn't a sign of failure. It's a profound demonstration of strength and self-worth. Let me share a story. A friend of mine, Sarah, was an exceptional creative professional. She joined a major project at her company, but instead of being recognized for her relentless efforts, she was constantly ridiculed by her manager in front of the team. They would interrupt her in meetings, dismiss her ideas, and make her feel as if her contributions didn't matter. At first, Sarah tried harder, believing she needed to prove herself, but after months of frustration, she realized she didn't need to beg for respect from people unwilling to give it. A pivotal meeting changed everything. Once again, her idea was brushed aside without reason. This time, Sarah calmly closed her laptop, stood up, and said, "I will put my energy into a place where it's valued." She walked out of the meeting, leaving her colleagues stunned. That same day, she submitted her resignation. Not out of anger, but as an act of self-preservation. A few months later, Sarah joined another company in a leadership role where she was not only respected but celebrated for her talents. Sarah's story isn't just about leaving, it's about choosing where to invest your energy. Walking away doesn't signify weakness. On the contrary, it demonstrates that you understand your value and refuse to stay in an environment that undermines it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the only thing we can truly control is how we respond to situations. While you can't force others to respect you, you can decide not to remain in a place where respect is absent. The most powerful part of walking away is that it's not about creating drama or proving a point, it's a personal decision. Quiet but resolute. It's a way of telling yourself, I am worth more than this. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Staying in a disrespectful environment is choosing to let others diminish your value. So, how do you know when it's time to walk away? It's when you realize that all your efforts to build respect have been met with indifference. When you feel you're constantly fighting to be recognized. Don't wait until your self-esteem has been eroded. Listen to yourself, and if necessary, choose to leave, because being an absence that's respected is far better than being a presence that's diminished. Walking away is not about surrendering, it's about setting boundaries. Stoic philosophy teaches us not only to control our emotions, but also to safeguard our sense of worth. The next time you find yourself being devalued, remember that sometimes the most respectful action you can take is to leave the table where your worth isn't recognized. Respect isn't begged for. It's built by how you decide to treat yourself. I would love to hear about your journey and triumphs. Please hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment below to share your story, your successes, and even the challenges you've overcome. If you're not sure what to comment, just write "I can do it" to show that you've completed this session. Your engagement helps this community grow toward wisdom and the art of turning every challenge into an opportunity. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.